What's up, Starcraft fans? This video is brought to you by ShadowArchon, who is supporting me in the Pulse Cannon tier. Pulse Cannon tier supporters or higher are guaranteed 1. Starcraft 2 co-op video redemption per month. So, this month he has requested that I do, once again, Nexus Coop. And he requested that I do Commander Overmind. So let's get into it. So, to start a game of Nexus Coop, you have to go to the Starcraft 2 arcade, and then type Nexus Coop, and then click this one. And then, yeah, change up the game mode if you want, but I usually start the game. It's it's fine. So this will open the launcher for Nexus Coop. Again, it's in the arcade. You look up Nexus Coop, and then you click the one with the orange icon thingy, and that'll take you to this game. You should see this this loading screen for your Nexus Coop when you start it up. So we have the Overmind commander, and so here it is, the commander selection screen. You have these commanders. If you want to pick a commander here, we are going with the Overmind this time. Here's the story, you can read it if you want. Upgrades, you have these things here. You can have a look in your spare time here. I'll mouse over each of them. And you can pause the video and read each of them if you want to see what they are. But I'll just play, I'll just play the level 15 version to make our video more concise. Oh, there we go. The Overmind is the Eternal Will of the Swarm, according to Nexus Coop. Yeah, it's the Eternal Will of the Swarm, guys. Anyway, for masteries, we will go with Leviathan cooldown because I like Leviathans. They're pretty good. Elite unit and evolution in hand and chance. Okay, so we will go with this because I like the elite units. They're pretty good. And I will go with unit charges and gas cost because I want to. I like the elite units for the Overmind. So yeah, I will play 2 games. The first game I will play on Malwarfare to show you guys the air army of the Overmind, and on the second game I will go against the missed opportunities map with the Terrazine geysers, and I will use the ground army of the Overmind. So let's hop into the first game. Here we have Malwarfare on Nexus Coop. This is the map where we have to escort Orana's transport. It has 8,000 health and brutal, and we have to protect the transport from the enemies and the suppression towers that spawn whenever it reaches the terminal. So let's actually, there we go, production tab. So one thing I noticed about the Overmind is that it's really, you can build units out of the Overmind. You can see the starting structure of the Overmind is the Overmind itself, and you can see how much it starts with 18 larvae, which is insane, and you can really ramp up quickly with your economy because the drones cost like 40 minerals or something. With the with the cheaper drone cost, you can like saturate pretty fast. You can see I'm already at 17. 18 workers harvesting, and it's only a minute. So you can see I went for quick gases here because the units that I'm going for are pretty gas heavy. So how I like to play the Overmind, how I like to play with Overmind is using the elite units because they're pretty good. They're a strong anchor for your army. So with the Overmind, you have options here. You can call down 3 cerebrates with a cooldown. So if I'm not mistaken, the first cerebrate is available really early, like 1 minute 30 or something. So this is cerebrate Zaz, I believe. So Zaz will have the ability to summon Banelings and Scourge. So it's like a Zagara P1, except you only have 3 Banelings. But it's called the Hunting Baneling. And it jumps directly into the enemy forces, and the Scourge is pretty quick anti-air. They are timed, so I'm just sending them out quickly. There's no harm in sending these out quickly because again they are timed. I might as well get value out of them rather than just lose them for free. So I'm just sending these Banelings out here, smashing into these enemies. Meanwhile, this whole time I'm upgrading the Banelings and Scourge. Later on, they will get more splash damage. More of them will spawn at a time with this K upgrade, I believe, and this H upgrade will allow you to spawn them directly on top. So instead of spawning at the cerebrate, you'll be able to deploy them directly onto the battlefield which is pretty great since they won't be shot at while they're closing in. They'll just directly hit whatever it is they're targeting. Another volley of units, and this upgrade is close to being done. So the Overlord, you can see I'm at 50 supply. I'm still kind of feeling my way around the Overmind. So I'm probably not playing the Overmind optimally, even close to optimally. I'm just kind of, you know, doing a bunch of random stuff, seeing what works. More banelings. I'm just crashing banelings to buildings because I don't know any better. I think in the next game I will use Zerglings to kind of bust down. So you can see with the Overmind, the entire tech tree is unlocked at the very first minute. So without building any spawning pools, without building any lair, I can go straight to Spire, and that's pretty awesome. Going straight to Spire will allow me to get air units quicker. If I can click this somehow. Yeah, getting a Spire right away will allow me to get air units quicker and get into my composition. So, again, for those of you who don't know, maybe you're new to Starcraft or something, these Banelings are suicide units. They basically ram themselves into ground forces of the enemy, and then they explode, dealing damage to all enemy units in a little radius. These Scourge in the air are basically the air version of Banelings, so they can fly and they hit air targets and they deal, you know, tremendous damage.
I shall move on to the next area in a moment.
Roll these Banelings in. You're gonna see these Reapers. You can see they're pretty effective at taking out the entire attack wave. You can see just three Scourge took out that entire wave, which is pretty nice. So I'm gonna transfer workers over to the expansion. You can see second Cerebrate has spawned. So how I use Cerebrates is I click the Overmind, I select the Cerebrate, and I drop it anywhere I want. So the second Cerebrate is, I believe, Dagoth. Dagoth will allow me to make the elite units. So you can see I have elite Zerglings, I have elite Hydralisks, elite Ultralisks, elite Mutalisks, elite Corruptors, and elite Dude Lords. And of course, for these units, I will need a lot of gas. So you can see I rushed out the gas here. Yeah, I'm sending the workers to the gas so I can harvest them pretty quickly. And you can see that on Cerebrate Dagoth, I can only produce units where I have the tech building unlocked. So I can only produce the Mutalisk because I only have the Spire. To produce the elite Zerglings, I need the spawning pool. To produce the elite Hydralisk, I need the Hydralisk Den. To produce the Ultralisk, I believe I need the Ultralisk Cavern. And to produce these higher tech units, I will need a Greater Spire, which is morphed, of course, from the Spire. So you can see the other ability that the Overmind has. You can summon the Leviathan by clicking the Overmind and then selecting this ability right here on the command card. And then just, yeah, send this. I kind of just attack move with this Leviathan. It's pretty much a carrier. It's a really overpowered version of a carrier because instead of having 8 interceptors that go back, it just kind of spawns free locusts, and these are just permanently there. So it just basically spawns free static defense, a timed static defense. I believe it will eventually time out, but it's pretty effective. So I have these first elite Mutalisks called Phantomlisks. They have 468 health, pretty good, and they deal pretty good damage against ground and air. So they are going to be my starting unit of the air-based army of the Overmind. You can see I'm still ramming these Hydralisks, or rather these Banelings and these Scourge into the suppression tower. This is the suppression tower, by the way. It attacks the transport, and it has a ton of health. It also has special abilities that will damage forces, so we can kind of dodge. You can see I'm just dodging these circles while destroying that suppression tower. These mutants are pretty expensive. I believe 840 minerals and like 250 gas. It's pretty expensive, and they're also on a cooldown. Their cooldown, you can see when I click the Cerebrate Dagoth, it shows the Mutalisks on a cooldown. I will have to wait for that cooldown before I can call on the second set of the Mutalisks. They're pretty expensive, so I kinda don't use a lot. I kinda don't have a lot of them. I probably could make use. If I select these larvae, I can make regular Mutalisks, but I'm trying to do just the. I don't know how the Overmind's economy functions, so I'm kind of more cautious in spending my money on regular Mutalisks because I for sure want to have supply for elite Mutalisks. That's the reasoning behind it. So the third cerebrate has been has been spawned. I believe this cerebrate is called Arak, and it has more abilities that I can research, and also allows me to spawn Defilers, Brood Queens, and creep colonies. Creep colonies, of course, are Starcraft 1 buildings. In Starcraft 1, how creep colonies work is you deploy them on creep, and they will spread creep. So basically, the creep colony just spreads creep. It's like a creep tumor, except with more health. And the creep tumor, or rather the creep colony, can morph into a spore colony or a sunken colony in Starcraft 1, which will be your static defense. So you first spread creep, and then you create your static defense. So you can see I have researched. The research for the drop pod has completed. I'm now directly deploying the Balings and Scourge into the battlefield instead of having them roll all the way from this. So by the way, I've gotten the Greater Spire during this time, and now I have the Dude Lords, which are pretty good. It's a Dude Lord. It has 600 health, and yeah, I spawned 2 of them at a time. So I immediately had a full army of Dude Lords, which is pretty awesome. At like 12 minutes in, I already have 4 Dude Lords. So you can see, my army is relatively slow. It's still all the way out here, trying to do the bonus, but I'm not really worried about these Reapers closing in on the transport because, as you can see, I still have the drop pod ability from the Cerebrate. It doesn't come in the top bar. It probably should, but since I have the top bar ability from that Cerebrate, I can just deploy it right here as the enemies start to close in on the transport. I just have instant defense. It's pretty good. While my Dude Lords are flying on the way. You see these Ravens, these enemy Ravens trying to use secret missiles. By the way, these base stations are for the commander called Gestalt Zero. They're not relevant. They're not relevant. They're just there for the other commander who's AFK. Next wave is on the way. I will try to intercept that as soon as I see it. But yeah, I believe I'm still trying to read stuff here. I'm trying to read stuff because again, I haven't played a lot of Nexus Coop. You can see, I saw the transport under attack, so I just spawned the Balings and Scourge over there, and it basically took care of itself, no problem. Again, I just whacked that transport. You can see the suppression tower now has the ability to do this red attack thing, which deals tremendous damage to single targets, rather to a small radius. But my option is kind of just take out the suppression tower before it does any real damage. You can see these Balings and Scourge drops are cooldown based. They don't cost energy, so whenever you have charges of Balings and Scourge, you just kind of use them. Just use them or you lose them. And speaking of charges, you can see the third Cerebrate has cooldowns of creep colonies, which work differently from the Starcraft 1 creep colonies, but how the Overminds, how the Nexus Coop creep colonies work is you deploy them directly on the field. Regardless of creep, you can deploy them outside of creep and they will still morph into static defense, which is pretty good. I'm moving into this next area. I split this one Mutalisk so it doesn't get Seeker missiled. So yes, the Overmind of course is not perfect. You saw the first weakness of this commander. His army, his airbase army, does not have great move, especially the Dude Lord. The Dude Lords are pretty immobile, but to counteract that, whenever there's a fire I need to put out, I just save the Baling and Scourge drop and drop it right on the attack wave that I need to clear out. So we're moving to this next area. Try to clear out these buildings over here. Ooh, another secret missile. Let me see if I'm gonna split. I win. Yeah, it only hits like 2 Scourge, and one of them even survives. So pretty good split. The Leviathan is once again ready. I use it to kind of smash through these forces. 4 secret missiles on the Scourge. Hit 1, splashed like 3 of them. Not that big of a deal. As you can see, at 79 supply, I'm already steamrolling through this game. It's already a pretty easy game. So, I deploy more creep colonies here for static defense. They will become useful in defending this attack over here. I'm morphing into more static defense. Meanwhile, these Leviathan is still smashing everything. It's still making light work of the enemies. Of course, this is the level 90 version of this commander. It's pretty strong, but you have to take note that it's like my second game. This is like my second ever game playing as the Overmind, and already I'm steamrolling. Like it ain't no thing. Yeah, Dude Lords. I'm pretty happy making these dudes. I'm not sure. For those of you guys who have played the Overmind Commander more, do comment down below which strategies you like the best for the Overmind. And of course, whether the strategy that I went for of mass Dude Lords and Mulisks is effective or not. Maybe I'm just being an idiot. Maybe this Overmind Commander is so strong that it doesn't matter that I build the worst units, because the worst units are still pretty overpowered. But
Accessing security terminal and beginning data
yeah, still pretty good though. Yeah, I'm not sure if these are the best units to make, but they're still pretty good. So I'm just kind of waiting on here. I'm just kind of looking for a fight at this point. With 6 Dude Lords, I'm pretty difficult to kill. Flying some. Okay, I thought I was attacking this Liberator with my Ulysses. Turns out I was just idling. But it turns out. Oh, by the way, I made these regular Guardians because I was like flowing with tons of money. Still pretty good. Yeah, so these Scourge rammed into that Battlecruiser. I think I kind of split these Mulisks. 3 of them get hit, but they all live, so not bad. Smashing through this wave. Ooh. Look at these Dude Lords just taking care of that whole attack wave. My goodness. Another Seeker Missile. And more Dude Lords. How many Dude Lords do I have? I have 8 Dude Lords. That is incredible. These Dude Lords just destroy everything. Of course, the quick response team are the Mulisks. I have like 12 of them. 12 Mulisks, pretty good. Of course, I dropped the Failing Scourge as is the response team. But once the Dude Lords arrive, this suppression tower is not long for this world. It goes down pretty quickly. So I'm trying to move in. I'm trying to full clear now. So yeah, my attention is turned from defending to full clearing. And of course, this attack wave will try to make me regret that. But then again, I remembered that I'd still have the Failing Scourge cooldown, so I can attack this base with impunity using my air army. Of course, I split this Mutalisk. So yeah, this suppression tower is kind of going crazy on that transport, but it has 8,000 health. Meanwhile, my entire army has just cleared out the very last base. It just made it look ridiculously weak. Meanwhile, Scourge and Banks have intercepted the attack wave, and the Mutalisks mostly dodge. Pretty effective. Thors are supposed to be the counter to Mutalisks, by the way. I believe Thors are the counter to Mutalisks. But, of course, co-op Mutalisks are so ridiculously strong that it almost doesn't matter. It almost doesn't matter that enemy is Thors, which supposedly counter what I have, just because my co-op use are so strong. Nexus Coop use are really on the frontier. Look at this annoying Cyclone. Just trying to kill this Mutalisk, but it barely did any damage. I think it killed one though. So, yeah. Good job. Good job to that one Cyclone. Alright, I dropped more units here. I've cleared out this whole back area, so now it's time for me to clear out this suppression tower. Which, by the way, you notice that the transport doesn't really, yeah, you can see it's paused. As long as the transport is getting hit, including by the suppression tower, the transport will not continue researching. So it will only keep researching once you clear out all the enemies attacking the transport. I kind of use that as a strategy sometimes to buy myself more time to pre-clear, because pre-clearing is generally good for co-op. So yeah, I generally don't want to get left behind, so I kind of use the transport to kind of soak up a little damage while I spend more time clearing the rest of the map. I try to split this Mutalisk. Does hit one, but the rest are still standing strong. I have 24 units, and it doesn't look like they're gonna get hit by anything anytime soon. The Dude Lords are so impossibly strong. They just cleared the whole base like it was nothing. They don't even look like they took a single point of damage. 10 Dude Lords might have been a little bit of overkill. So you can see I'm still floating thousands of resources. I probably should have spent more money building like regular units, but I'm maxed out. What else am I supposed to do with this? What else am I supposed? I'm maxed out. I can't spend that money even if I wanted to. Wish I did.
This purifier is free from harm.
While the transport is making its way to the main objective, I'm already out here clearing the second and third bonus area, or the second and third bonus of the second bonus objective. Start clearing this. There we go, and that should be that.
You have protected another of my brethren.
Trying to see what else I can do. So yeah, now it's a full clear. All I'm waiting for is the last terminal to be purified. They will send a couple waves, 4 suppression towers, and I will take care of them in short order. I will just attack move my army at this whole thing, drop Bailing Scourge and Keck W, because their attacks are weak and pathetic. I start attacking at 25:34. Let's see how quickly it goes down. It went down in 6 seconds. The suppression tower went down in 6 blizzard seconds. That is redonkulous. There's some more guys here. Drops more Bailing Scourge. Destroy that like it ain't no thing. We have waves coming in. I dropped the static defense. And my Mutalisks have arrived. Clean up this whole area. Of course, I was able to micro that Mutalisk out of there. Another wave. Another easy clear. Man, Nexus Coop commanders are so impossibly strong. Okay, just plop down those colonies there, and I only have one more suppression tower, and that will be destroyed pretty quickly. There it is. One more wave, and then we're all done. There it is. I think I'll just fast forward through this, honestly. Poor attack wave. They don't even know what hit them. There it is. So, that was the first game. And, yeah. Overmind's areas are pretty strong. Let's move on to the second game. Second game is on Missed Opportunities. This is the map where we have to escort Statman's harvesting bots to the Terrazine geysers and then protect said bots while they are harvesting, so they need to return. I can afford to lose one harvesting bot, but no more than that. So let's actually see how the ground version of the Overmind's army fares. Of course, start the game. I still begin with the Overmind itself. You can see I'm dropping down more larvae. Or 2 drones rather. 3rd drone started already. It's not even 20 seconds in. It's insane. It's insane. It's absolutely bonkers. Already 18 supplies is 30 seconds. 30 seconds into the game. This is like Arcturus levels of stupidity. Stupidity in my favor. I start 2 gases right away because, as you saw in the previous game, the good units, the elite units, are pretty expensive gas-wise. So when I harvest the Vespene gas early, do comment down below if I'm being an idiot about this build. Do let me know if there's a different build order that's considered optimal for maximizing economy. Should I have gotten the hatchery first? Speaking of hatchery first, I don't have a hatchery here. It goes straight to hive. So yeah, hive right away. It's insane. I believe I also have the cooldown for the cerebrate ready. I'll drop it somewhere here-ish. If I recall. Oh wait, I think I'm waiting for money. I was broke. I was too broke for my own good. There it is. First cerebrate has arrived. That is also Zaz, I believe. Again, Zaz will spawn free Balance and Scourge, pretty useful. So I noticed last game that the income goes up pretty fast, so I made 2 sets of Zerglings. And 2 sets of Zerglings for the Overmind, so apparently 4 Zerglings. So it's like Zagara. It's like Zagara, and they attack so incredibly fast. Look at how fast these rocks go down. These Zerglings are so crazy strong. Look at this. Look at how fast these rocks are going down.
Kill them.
Of course, I still spawn free Balance and Scourge, so I kind of send them out, try to gain value.
Our forces have met the enemy in combat.
Delete these rocks.
Enemy forces incoming.
And I still have half the life remaining for my Zerglings. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. I don't know why I got myself why I set myself up for a 3rd hatchery. That's probably suboptimal. I don't need hatcheries this game, or I don't need more than two hives this game, because obviously, okay, it's Sky Terran. You can see the Vikings. Obviously, I don't need more extra larvae because I'm just going for exclusively elite units. Yeah, I'm just using the Zerglings. Do whatever damage I can. They absolutely won that fight. My goodness. Got shredded by siege tank though. That's a thing. Anyway, start up a few more drones. 8 more drones to be exact. 12, 11 more drones actually. Just really trying to power up the economy. Got more Scourge and Balings. Drones have hatched. Okay, so I mentioned last game that I'm going for a ground-based army this time. So I've started a spawning pool and the Hydralisk Den so I can get upgrades for my ground-based units. Okay, I have the 2nd cerebrate ready. Not sure if I noticed, but I do have the 2nd cerebrate all ready to go. I think I did notice. That's a bit unfortunate. Hydralisk Den is ready. Again, guys, the entire tech tree is unlocked from the very beginning. I could have gone straight for the Ultra's Cavern if I wanted to. That's how crazy it is. Got a Viking attacking, but that's, you know, not a thing. Just made that not a thing. I apparently already had that upgrade. Remember, there was an upgrade earlier that doubles the quantity of the Balance Scourge spawn. So I've called down my first units. I called down 4 Hunter Killers, which will destroy this whole area, but I unfortunately lost one because I'm an idiot and ended up controlling army. But that's fine, because I've already pre-cleared the 2nd area, which is pretty good. And I have more free Balance Scourge. I am fully saturated on my bases. Okay, I have the Leviathan unlocked. So I saw how the Leviathan performed in the previous game, and I thought, hey, you know what? It spawns units in place, and if I have the Leviathan attack moving, it'll probably just spawn more locusts in one spot that I need. So what I did is I just move commanded. Look, the Leviathan's on move command. It's just dropping all these locusts for free, everywhere. Look at it go! It's just clearing stuff en masse, like it was some sort of joke. Of course, getting the upgrades For the Hydra, I believe this one is increasing the range, and one is this getting splash damage, something like that. The upgrades are really awesome. I send this Leviathan over here, get a little bit more value while it's still intact. Of course, these locusts dealing tremendous damage. I think I was able to take out the Thor. Yeah, it did just barely take out a Thor, which is pretty good. Even took out a medevac. Have more balancing scourge, so of course I just get more value. Just use them. Ultra's Cavern has completed. Drops more balancing scourge and ram into this whole base. Hydralisks will clear this. Look at that range though. Look at the range of those Hydralisks. That's insane. Oh, I wish I could see better stats. I actually don't have the numbers memorized right now for how much the Hydralisks deal, but as you can see, it's a lot. It took out those Banshees in like 5 hits or something. Pretty awesome. So you know what? I'll get more of them. They worked out pretty well. Let's get more of them. Attacking. Yeah, these Sky Terriers are trying to get sneaky. Good thing I have Balancing Scourge. Alright. Got some more dudes here. Scourge cleaned up, just absolutely cleaned up that Banshee wave. That is insane. Torask, pretty strong. You can see this is basically carry against Ultralisk. I think it's even stronger. Look at 1300 health. 10-minute wave will arrive soon. Oh, by the way, to those who don't know, the Ultralisks, the Torasks are gigantic ground forces. They deal splash damage, and they have a ton of health. So they're good for being the front line. They're basically good as tanks of your army. Your Hydralisks, which shoot ground and air, stand behind the Ultras. The Hydralisks are the primary damage dealers. They shoot up and they shoot down, and yeah, they deal tremendous damage. The Ultralisks are the front line. They absorb tons of damage, and they still do pretty decent damage, all things considered. Oh, last game, Mulisks were the quick response anti-air and anti-ground. They're quick response air forces. Second Leviathan is ready. I just used it to kind of attack move into this bonus. Except the Leviathan's too strong, so instead I send it north. Try to clear out some more bases because you know I might as well. So just right click this Leviathan. While this Leviathan is clearing out this back base, I have Balancing Scourge dropping into this camp, and I have my main army clearing out the bonus list. Overmind is so strong, my goodness. My goodness, this commander is insanely strong. You have so many options. All of them are ridiculously overpowered. Defilers on the way. Defilers are Starcraft 1 Zerg spellcasters. They have the ability to use Plague, which is basically a storm which lasts longer and sticks to enemy forces. They just deal tremendous damage over time. And their best spell is the Dark Swarm. The Dark Swarm casts a large area, a large field which strip nullifies all ranged attacks. So it's the ultimate kind of middle finger to Terran, because all Terran forces are ranged. So by using Defilers, you effectively can just say nope to all Terran forces. Of course, you still have these quick response Balancing Scourge, which are pretty effective at fighting the waves. Got more waves here. So yeah, the Overmind's Overlords, by the way, are detectors. So in StarCraft 2, you need Overseers as mobile detection. In StarCraft 1, Overlords, the basic Overlords, are detectors. So the Overmind can just kind of have these guys, these Overlords, follow his army, and they should be fine. You can see these Banshees no longer doing damage. These fog things are the Dark Swarm. That's what I was talking about. The Dark Swarm will prevent your forces from taking damage. Bane's Scourge is still doing an effective job. I move these Hydrisks away. It's time to go on offense. It's time to clear out the rest of the map. And these emergency creep colonies are going to morph into sunken colonies, which will deal tremendous damage to these hybrids. Make them not a thing. Next wave will drop at 1530. So I'm kind of preparing myself here. Gathering up my army. Getting more energy on my Defilers. I now have 6 Torasks. Pretty strong. And I have 14 Hunter Killers. Also amazing. Now I'm just waiting for an attack wave. Here they are. And as a response, I drop Bane's Scourge to clean out most of their Liberators, which are probably the strongest units outside of the hybrids. And I make quick work of that. That attack wave was just basically... I didn't lose a single unit, I think. That is insane. So now I further drop these clouds, the orange clouds, as Artosis calls Dark Swarms. And again, that would just prevent any from dealing any damage at all to my forces. The Leviathans once again called. I once again move command this Leviathan. It will just continuously deal damage, insane amounts of damage to everything in its path, and it will ultimately stop at the second bonus, where we'll clear out most of these forces. Meanwhile, my forces, my main army is still dealing tremendous damage. It's just carnage all. Look at this. The enemy actually stands no chance. My Hydrisks are doing insane damage, clearing out all the air forces. Meanwhile, this Leviathan just soloed that second bonus. Look at this. I don't even need to send my army over here. It just cleared itself using a single Leviathan. That's so dumb. It's so dumb how strong that is. It's insane. So you know what? It's now time for the waiting game. Now that I've cleared the map, all I have to do is wait for the attack waves, intercept them. You know what? I'll fast forward. Because all I'm doing is waiting for attack waves. So you can see I'm trying to put down static defense, creep colonies on where the path of the bots are, so that I can quickly intercept. Attack wave is coming over here. Running my Thorax over again. I use look, the Dark Swarm. The Liberators aren't doing any damage. Look, they're not killing anything. They're shooting, but they're not doing any damage, and that's all thanks to Dark Swarm. Dark Swarm, insane mobility or insane protection. Got some forces over here. Good thing I have static defense, which will stall them. You can see there's a second prong. They're trying to blindside me while I'm trying to intercept. So I run my army over here, and on this attack wave, I'll send my Defilers. I call down more Bane's Scourge to clear out those dudes. And again, to protect my Defilers, I use Dark Swarm. Just take 0 damage. Just be absolutely on top of everything. Just have the answer for everything. Oh look, Liberators. What am I gonna do? Just kill them before they do any damage. Insane. This commander is insane. It might be even stronger than Selendis. I thought Selendis was insanely strong. Never mind. Overmind. My goodness, I didn't have any troubles whatsoever with the Overmind. The ground beast army of the Overmind. Man, I can't see myself losing this game. With all my options I have, like even if I don't have mobility, which I do, with the ground forces I have mobility, using the Nidus Canals, which are basically Omega Worms by the way. These Nidus Canals are basically Omega Worms. They function identical to Omega Worms. Except they spawn slower. That's the only difference. So I throw down more of these clouds, these orange clouds, to protect my army, which apparently was not needed because I was already, yeah, I just deleted them before they could fight. So now I'm maxed. I'm waiting for the end. I'll just fast forward. So I use these Nidus Canals to transport my entire army, and then I drop these creep colonies, and then transform it into static defense so that I have detection. as well as a front line of defense. Okay, here comes the wave. Next wave is here. I just go back into the Nexus Canal. Again, the Nexus Canal is basically the Mega Worm. So all I have to do is watch the minimap, see where the red dots appear, and unload my force there, and clean them up before they're able to respond whatsoever. If they're able to respond, just use Dark Swarm with your Defilers. It's, you know, not a thing. I called out more forces. Unload here. Liberators setting up, so all I have to do is deploy the Dark Swarm to make sure my army doesn't take any point of damage whatsoever. Another wave at the same spot, which is lovely because I already have the Dark Swarm there. All I have to do is stand under it, and my force will not take damage whatsoever. Easy game, easy life. This commander, so strong. I'm just dropping more free static defense. Well, the static defense costs like 50 minerals each. But like, the colonies themselves are free. So they're effectively free. Once again, these liberators doing 0 damage. These liberators doing 0 damage. Because the Dark Swarm just prevents it from doing any damage whatsoever. Attack wave is here. So I just unload everything. Dark Swarm does not protect against spell damage. That's a thing. But now all I'm gonna do is wait for the last attack wave. Make sure I have Dark Swarm in place to protect my army. Looks like I might be energy blocked or short of energy. Okay, I do have one. I do have one Dark Swarm ready. So big wave is called down, but good thing is I have a Leviathan. I just grab this whole thing. I do lose 5 supply, which is not nothing. It's 5 supply. But once again, I just... Oh, come on. Yeah, I kind of load my army. Yeah, I kind of load my army into the Nidus. They're pretty thick army. So just deploy your army into my army here and delete that attack wave before it even does anything. And I believe that was the last attack wave of the game. And that it was a cakewalk. My goodness. And with that last transport, or with that last harvesting bot, I will complete the game with like almost no setbacks. Not a single bot destroyed. With Selendis, I lost 1 bot. With Overmind, I lost 0 bots. That's crazy. There it is. My goodness, this commander is so insane. I do recommend this commander. One of the best commanders I've played so far. Of course, I've only played 3 of them in Nexus Coop. But yeah, again, if you guys want to try Nexus Coop, all you have to do is go to the arcade and then look up Nexus Coop, and here it is. Just double click Nexus Coop. You can play alone or with a friend, and yeah, have fun. I'll see you guys next time.